Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 26 of this Barefoot Series. What a beautiful, beautiful day here in the UK, or where I am in the UK anyway. It is a clear blue sky. We are playing in the mud a little. The frozen mud. It's actually quite, let me turn it back around. It's actually quite interesting because it's not really mud because it's frozen. But it's interesting. Since I moved, it's not as easy for me just to kind of walk out of the house and go for a walk somewhere. I have to drive somewhere or just stay around here, just because as soon as I get off the land, which is quite a vast amount of land, to be fair, but as soon as I get off the land, I wonder if you can see the horses in the background. No, they're hidden over by the by the barns, by the stables. But yeah, it's interesting because like where I was when I was in Dorset, I was on a private road, a woodland road. So I could just walk out of the gates off the land and I could go down the road into the woods, which I can't remember if I did any videos doing that. I think I did a couple. You'll have seen them, especially on the Saturday and Wednesday videos. But now I'm in Devon where I am. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. A beautiful space. Yeah, it's more of a, even though I'm getting outside every day barefoot, and I wonder how you're getting on, because I know this is the challenge for anyone that lives in an apartment in a city or something like that, or in somewhere quite remote. This is really quite remote. So for me to walk out, I walk out off the land onto a busy ferry road. So that's not something that people should be walking down really, because it's one car width wide and the bushes are scraping your car as you go by. So that's not really somewhere for you to walk. So for me, I've had to either be in the car and go somewhere to go for a longer walk, some of which you've seen parts of, some of which you haven't. And either that or be here on the land. So I'm just having a moment where I'm just jumping. Well, I was jumping, I'm not anymore. I was being very playful, as we should engage our inner child. And I was having a wonderful time just dancing on the frozen mud and the leaves and the sticks and the twigs. And it's really interesting how sensitive our feet become. We think that maybe it'd be the opposite, that your feet would harden and toughen and get, calluses or whatever. And I've actually not found that. I found that my connection with the earth and everything that is a part of the earth, which humans are a part of the earth, we're a part of all the elements, just like all animals and insects and bugs. You start to sense, you start to feel, you start to be able to trace and track your way because of the floor, the earth which you're walking upon, the grass, the leaves, the twigs, the trees, the water, everything. You start to be able to remember. You have that skin, the body remembers, right? The body remembers. There's that memory there. And it's funny because I see like little bits of snow and leaves kind of all mixed up together there. That's kind of frozen over. Our snow disappeared very quickly when we had it the other day, apart from the pile that I swept away. But it's interesting because the more that, and I wonder what you found actually, this is maybe the question that I'm asking is, have you found this? Or what have you discovered? Because what I've discovered is that even though the floor is very, very cold, it's sub-zero where I am. And I can feel that hotness. I can feel the coldness. And my body is now acclimatizing to that. And it's shifting how it regulates itself. Because our bodies can do that, right? When we give it time and love and encouragement, and we let our bodies do the adjustments they need to do, they will shift and change. But it's just so interesting for me. I remember this one time I was in Avalon, I was in Glastonbury, and it was winter like this, but it was very, very wet, which it is actually, to be fair, this year. It's very wet here. It seems to be raining all the time, apart from today, which is really nice. But it was really wet, and I was going around the Tor. I was walking the labyrinth of the Tor. If any of you know the Tor, it's a hollow hill. There are fae beings, shining ones that live under there, right? Bridget is known for the Tor. I saw her once, literally broad as day, in the archway of the Tor on Imolc, and Gwyn Nude lives in the hill of the Tor, along with the dragons and all the beings that our physical eyes can't see, and only those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear know about and are offered connection with. And I was walking around and twilight came across really quick. It got really dark really quick, and I was walking this very slippery labyrinth, and there's nettles and thistles and brambles all around, because wherever there is sacred land, there is those beings there to protect it, such as the nettles and the brambles and the thistles. And I was slipping and sliding everywhere. I was calling upon Lou. I was calling upon Lou. I was like, Lou, help me. Help me stay stable here. And the ravens were flying around. There's a lovely murder of ravens around here somewhere that like to greet me in the morning and at night, which is really wonderful. But I was calling upon the Fae and my teams of lights and the angelics, because when twilight came, my phone, it was as though I was about to embark upon an initiation with the Fae. And they were like, okay, let's see how much you really trust your feet, because I'd taken my shoes off by this point. Like, let's see how well you actually trust your feet, your stepping, your body, and how well you trust all of those around you as well. And my phone went from having pretty much full battery to kaput, just went. So that means no lights, because there's no light up there, right? There's no lights. My phone died. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And all the while I could hear with my inner hearing. I could hear my teams of light. And I could see what I was being permitted to see. But it was just so fascinating, because it was actually my feet and the memory of what they were walking upon earlier, the grass and the moss and the prickly bits as well, that were helping me find my way. Because whenever you hear the word initiation, you can't really plan for that. That's not really an initiation then. And for me, it was an initiation. I was walking the labyrinth of the tour after dark for a specific reason. And I was connecting and meeting with some of the shining ones. And I was being shown where the X-stone was and how to get to it, because once again, it was hidden. This is a physical stone, but it was also an entrance point to the center of the hollow hill through initiation times. And I was looking for the stone, and I was following my intuition. And it was just so fascinating, because it was my feet in the end that remembered. Never once have I stood on anything living with bare feet. With shoes, yes. I get very sad and upset if I do that, especially if it's a snail, because you can hear that. And I get very upset if I do that. But I also understand the divine perfection in that, and understand that there is a bigger thing that I cannot perhaps perceive in that moment. But what's really interesting is every time I've ever felt like there has been anything living, like a bug or a worm or something like that, that may be underneath my feet, before my foot actually goes down, it's like my heel will go down and I feel it. I might not see it, it might be dark, or I might just not see it anyway because it's small, but I will feel it. And before the rest of my foot goes down, I turn my foot. I'll show you. Oh, there's a kitty cat here. I turn, so my foot goes down and I turn it. Hello, kitty cat. Because I can feel underneath that there may be something there, you know? And so, hello, little cat. And so it's just really quite interesting, because I wonder how you are feeling, how connected you feel, how your senses and intuition are honing. The more and more you spend time going outside and connecting, how you feel energetically. Because it's so centering and grounding for me to feel the air and the elements, the water, the earth, even when it's as frozen as what it is. I wonder, day 26, only a few days left. How have you experienced this 30-day journey? How have you explored and expanded, or have you gone inwards? I wonder. So much love to you. I will see you tomorrow for day 27. And tomorrow also we have our star channelings. So we have the star beings that will be coming through tomorrow in a video. So stay tuned for that as well. And I will see you all then.